Bum 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 bum. The Peter Dislike Show. Bum 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 bum. All right, today marks 1,000 days since the adoption of the Peter Dislike Show and my waving dislike on the camera. My inspiration was the Peter Schiff Show. I'm a big fan of Peter Schiff. In his opening song, always put a light mood to the show that he was going to put on, right? He's going to talk about stagflation. He's going to talk about interest rate hikes. He's going to talk about how we're not dealing with the pandemic in the proper way and all that, and the erosion of liberty and all that. None of that is pleasant to listen to, right? But he always starts the show with bum, 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 bum. It just puts you in a light mood, like you're watching a movie. This is not real, right? And that's why I decided to adopt his opening theme. Now, when he says the Peter Schiff Show, it sounds a lot like the Peter Shit Show. And I wonder if that was the inspiration for the name of the show, because he could have called it quite a number of other things, right? But he called it the Peter Schiff Show. And so I chose the name the Peter Shit Show, and I waved my middle finger, the Peter Shit Show, bum 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 bum. And as a result, everybody started disliking my videos. I'm not sure if it was because of the shit and the middle finger, but I started getting a lot of dislikes in November of 2022. To make myself feel better about that, I started asking people to hit the dislike button. That way, when I got a lot of dislikes, it was a good thing. And today, about 50% of the reactions are dislikes, and that's good. I can't believe it's been 1,000 days. Now, coming here to Taiwan for 2 months makes me realize all there is to Peter dislike about the United States. In the United States, if you get anything wrong, society throws you out, right? People only like you when things are going right. So, for example, I recently had some car trouble. I had to replace my car. I was driving a Kia Forte, and the engine has pretty much been on life support for 3 years. Actually, I should have replaced the car a lot earlier. I kept putting it off. I put it off 2 years ago because I was buying a lot of bismuth, making bismuth art. I put it off last year because I was heartbroken and I was trying to network with people. I just didn't have the time to go replace the car. One thing the lesson I learned from the whole car replacement saga is that you might be able to squeeze the last couple of months out of the car, but if you do that, you lose control of when and where the car decides to die. And as a result, the car decided to die on one of the most unpleasant days of the year of during that spring. I mean, it wasn't the most unpleasant because I wasn't there these last 2 months. Could have been worse. But um, if you ever procrastinate because it's not the right time, just realize that later might be an even worse time, right? So if you need to make lifestyle changes, especially, let's say 22 years ago I quit drinking soda, right? If you're drinking soda and you want to quit, you got to realize that tomorrow might not be a better time. It might be a worse time to quit. The day after that might be an even worse time to quit. There is one thing you do know, though. If you quit today, you'll drink that much less soda. And the less you drink, the better. Because I really believe every soda is hurting you. Or you can replace that soda with any other number of unhealthy things, right? Drugs, cigarettes, alcohol, uh, sedentary lifestyles, or whatever have you, right? Not fasting, not doing intermittent fasting. Every day you delay not doing that, there's another day that could hurt you. But anyway, getting back to the car. When my car decided to die, I was all alone. Got to remember, I was also in transition, getting ready to come here to Taiwan, and I was all alone. Uh, was walking from one dealership to the next, making phone calls and all that, and also I almost wasn't able to find how to uh, uh, how my credit cards were going to work when I was paying the car dealership. And so just a lot of back and forth phone calls. And I mean, don't get me wrong, I don't hate doing that. What I really hate is how I was all alone dealing with that. And that wasn't even the worst case. The worst are when I get sick. I had been working with an alloy of bismuth and tin, and I got seriously poisoned. I don't think tin is all that toxic. The metal I bought must have been impure of some sort, and I got very ill. And I'm starting to get nervous when I go home. The next time I get sick, people turn on you like if you're slow and you're out there, and there's a lot less of let's find out what this guy is going through and more of a jump to conclusion kind of mentality over there. I I don't know how to describe it. I don't think it would happen here in Taiwan though. I had misplaced my passport here, and everybody really went above and beyond to help me. And when I apologized for all the chaos I was causing, the hotel even told me it's okay. They needed to kind of deep clean the place anyway, and that was a good excuse for them to do that. Yeah, that's definitely not the kind of mentality we have in the United States. I've never driven a car here in Taiwan, but I can tell you when I'm in the US and I'm driving, there's a lot of anxiety. People are not very nice to each other on the road. I'm always anxious about being pulled over by the police as well. Now, have the police mistreated me when I've gotten pulled over? No, but we don't have good culture about that. And have I gotten a ticket that I didn't deserve? Yeah, I have. And that's part of the anxiety too. Usually I can take care of that, but a lot of times before the day even starts, I'm on the road, I get followed by a police officer. By the time I get there, I'm so drained. I wish I could just call off work every time that happened because I'm not in the mood to work after that. I also wish that I were a little bit more resourceful so that when I do get a bullshit ticket, it could just be an inconvenience rather than anything big, right? Uh, uh, I, everything is so inconvenient over in the US. Also, the culture. You guys know I've been on a number of dates here in Taiwan. One thing I really love about Taiwan is that people are long-term thinkers, right? And you can be smart when you're dating, and people recognize that. Back home in the US, dating culture feels like an arms race. Everybody trying to outdo everybody to the detriment of everybody. And you can see this even here in Taiwan. You can see this every time we have an American tourist. We just had one. He had gone out with the rest of the group and was drinking until 3, 4 in the morning. And when I saw him the next morning, I asked him how he felt about that. I can't keep up with. I left at 1 o'clock, and I can't keep up with that. Oh, I'm gonna have a headache for the rest of the day. Yeah, why do it? And the reason he does it is to outdo everybody else who's doing the same thing, right? And we don't need to do that. I hope he doesn't bring his culture here, right? Don't Americanize Taiwan, please. And so that's what I mean by Peter dislike. Just drives me nuts. I can't keep up with the arms race that is the American dating culture. I really can't. And so leave a comment if you agree with that analogy. It really feels like an arms race of some sort. Here in Taiwan, we have long since found peace with that. I mean, we recognize that we can have the arms, but don't use them, right? This is the Peter Dislike Show. Bum, 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 bum. The Peter Dislike Show. Bum, 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 bum.